Hey everyone, welcome back to BikeBeat. Today we're diving into the 2025 Yamaha YZ85, Yamaha's latest take on the youth motocross category. If you're a young racer, a parent, or just someone who loves small displacement two-strokes that punch way above their size, this review is for you. We're going to cover what makes this machine special, how it performs, how it's built, what it costs, and why it might just be the best stepping stone into serious motocross you can buy right now. The 2025 YZ85 is built on Yamaha's long tradition of racing-ready bikes, but this time the brand has gone all out to make the youth segment feel as exciting as the big bike classes. It's marketed as big bike specs in a small bike package, and that's not just marketing talk. This is a competition-level 85 cubic centimeters bike, designed for young riders who are ready to move up from mini classes and start developing true motocross skills. It's engineered to handle like a race machine, not a toy, and that's a big part of its appeal. Let's start with price, because that's usually the first question. The 2025 YZ85 carries an MSRP of about $4,999 in the United States. That's a strong value when you consider the quality of the suspension, the level of adjustability, and the overall race-ready performance you're getting straight from the factory. There's also the YZ85LW, or large wheel version, at around $5,199, which suits taller riders and those who want slightly larger 19-inch front and 16-inch rear wheels. Both versions share the same core platform, but for this review we'll focus on the standard model with 17-inch front and 14-inch rear wheels. Under the plastics, the heart of the YZ85 is its 85 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled, two-stroke engine with Yamaha's YPVS, or Yamaha power valve system. The bore and stroke are 47.5 mm by 47.8, and that near-square design helps balance torque and revability. The YPVS system really broadens the power band, which is crucial for younger riders who are still learning how to manage revs and clutch control. What that means in practice is you get a motor that hits hard when you want it to, but doesn't punish mistakes at low revs. It's still got that classic two-stroke bark and punch, but it's smoother and more forgiving than you might expect. The transmission is a 6-speed gearbox with a multi-plate wet clutch, giving riders full control across a broad range of tracks and conditions. The clutch action is light enough for smaller hands but still gives enough feedback for precise modulation at the start gate. Once you're rolling, shifts are crisp and positive. In tight sections, first and second gears let you modulate throttle easily, while the top end of the gearbox gives good over-rev and top-speed capability on straights. This is a real race gearbox, not a cost-cut corner. Fuel capacity comes in at around 1.3 gallons, enough for most youth races or practice sessions. On the track, that engine-transmission combination delivers a lively, responsive feel. Crack the throttle and the bike jumps forward with minimal hesitation. It's quick to rev, but not unmanageable. The mid-range power is strong, and thanks to the YPVS you get more pull through the middle rather than a narrow peak. This gives young riders confidence to stay on the throttle and learn how to ride through the power band, which is exactly what a competition-ready 85 should teach. Suspension is another area where Yamaha didn't hold back. Up front you get fully adjustable KYB inverted forks with 10.8 inches of travel, and at the rear a KYB monoshock that's also fully adjustable with 11.1 inches of travel. This level of tunability is almost unheard of in this size class. It means riders and parents can fine-tune compression, rebound, and preload to match the track, the rider's weight, and riding style. Out of the box, the suspension feels firm but compliant, built to handle jumps, whoops, and landings without bottoming out. It gives excellent feedback, encouraging good riding technique. Braking duties are handled by a 220 mm hydraulic disc at the front and a 190 mm disc at the rear. The brakes are sharp, predictable, and easy to modulate. Combined with the bike's light 161-pound wet weight, stopping power feels instant and controlled. The Dunlop MX tires provide strong grip, whether you're blasting through berms or working over rutted corners. The chassis geometry plays a huge part in why this bike feels so confidence-inspiring. The wheelbase sits around 49.4 inches, giving stability on fast sections while staying nimble in tight corners. Seat height is about 33.1 inches, so it's aimed at riders who are growing out of 65 cubic centimeters bikes but not quite ready for a full-sized 125. The steel frame and aluminum subframe combination provide the right mix of strength and flex, offering predictable handling and durability for repeated track use. The central mass layout keeps weight low and balanced, which makes it easier for young riders to control in mid-air and through turns. Design-wise, the YZ85 sticks with Yamaha's signature teen blue color scheme and aggressive, minimalist plastics that mimic the look of the YZ125 and YZ250. The styling makes it feel like a real race bike, not a scaled-down version. The seat and tank are narrow, allowing free movement when transitioning from standing to sitting or shifting forward on corner entry. The bodywork is smooth and well integrated, making it easier to grip the bike with your knees and move around during aggressive riding. Build quality is exactly what you'd expect from Yamaha. Every component feels solid: the welds, the plastics, the fasteners. Maintenance access is straightforward, something parents will appreciate when it's time to clean filters or check fluids between races. And since it's a two-stroke, top-end service is relatively simple and cost-effective, a big advantage for frequent racers. So what really sets this bike apart? The YZ85 offers a level of adjustability, power delivery, and component quality that's often reserved for bigger displacement bikes. The 6-speed gearbox, fully adjustable suspension, and lightweight chassis give it a serious edge over entry-level machines. It's a bike that grows with the rider. A 12-year-old might start learning throttle and clutch control on it, and a couple of seasons later, the same bike can still keep up as they start winning local races. It's a platform that supports progression rather than limiting it. The ideal rider for this bike is someone who's already comfortable on smaller machines and wants to step into a more competitive class. If you're a young racer between roughly 11 and 15 years old and you're serious about developing race technique, this is your bike. Parents who are supporting competitive riding will appreciate the reliability in Yamaha's wide parts network, while the riders themselves will appreciate how capable the YZ85 feels on the track. It's an ideal training ground for those who eventually want to move up to a YZ125 or even bigger bikes later on. Of course, nothing's perfect. The YZ85's aggressive setup might be too much for absolute beginners. The seat height is a bit tall for smaller kids, and the two-stroke engine does demand more attention than a simple four-stroke trail bike. You'll need to mix fuel or keep up with oil checks, and top-end rebuilds will come sooner than with a four-stroke. But these are part of the motocross learning curve, and for anyone serious about racing, they're worth it. In terms of strengths, it's hard to overstate how capable this little bike is. The engine is responsive, the gearbox is precise, and the suspension is top of its class. Handling feels intuitive and light, giving confidence to push harder each lap. The brakes inspire control, and the ergonomics feel natural even for riders who are still growing. So that's the 2025 Yamaha YZ85, compact, powerful, and purpose-built to create the next generation of motocross legends. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit like, subscribe to BikeBeat for more in-depth motorcycle reviews, and drop a comment letting us know what you think. Would you go for the standard YZ85 or the large wheel version? What's your dream youth race setup? Until next time, keep it pinned, ride safe, and stay in rhythm with BikeBeat.